Winston. Jesus Christ. Long time no see. How are you doing? How's it going? Welcome back to another stream. Happy Monday. Woo! Winston's barking because I have a bowl of fruit. And he loves his fruit. Winnie, no. I already gave him a few pieces and he still wants more and he's very insistent. And I'm trying to have him stop, but he's not. Anyways, how are you doing? Welcome back. We've been gone for a couple days and we need to check in with each other. How are you doing? How's it going? Hi, Kat. Welcome. Hi, Sabrina. Chat. Hello. Real Akuma is on her side. She's sleepy. Don't worry about her. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for resubbing. Thank you so much. Thank you. She's relaxing. I also have Hello Kitty bedding right now because my other bedding is in the wash. So we're doing, you can't really tell it's Hello Kitty, can you? From far away you can't really tell, but it's Hello Kitty bedding. Hi Randigan. No, Winston. No. Hi Randigan. Welcome. How's it going? I can't get used to for a bit. Hi Mikey. No problem at all. Je suis fromage. What does that mean? Sorry I didn't know the stream tonight, but I can be on one or the other for now. You are totally good, don't even worry. It was kind of, I was out and about today and I was like, I should stream tonight. So now we're streaming tonight. I was actually going to stream last night when I got off work, but I was too tired. But I showered and everything and I like put on a cute top and I was like, all right, I'm going to stream. And then I was like, I'm really tired. I also didn't really have the best day yesterday, and so I didn't want to bring that energy. Yesterday, I had to get my brakes done, and it ended up being $387. So that was really cool. I cried, I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of money, number one. Number two, that sucks. That sucks. So I was putting it off for a while doing my breaks because I knew it was going to be so expensive. And then Friday I worked a really long shift and Saturday I worked a really long shift and I didn't have any time either of those days to get it done. But I could tell it was getting bad and I was like, fuck. Yeah, so that's cool. Did that though yesterday. So at least I have new brakes. At least I'm safe in my car now. Oh, but I did get annoyed because, so my appointment was at 9 a.m. because I worked at 12 yesterday, right? So I made my appointment at 9, got there at 9. The guy was like, yeah, we're going to do our brake inspection and then we'll give you a call. It'd probably be like an hour and a half. It was 10:15 and I still hadn't gotten a call. Mind you, I've gone to, this was at Pep Boys. I've gone to Pep Boys many times for my brakes before. I think I've only gone to them for my brakes, really. So, maybe once, Kaidos. So, yeah, and normally they call me within like 15 minutes being like, hey, this is what is wrong with your brakes, this is like the prices, you know? But it was 10:15, they still hadn't called me, and since he said it was going to be an hour and a half, I was like kind of worried, so I gave them a ring, you know, I gave him a call. And he was like, yeah, you need to get your rotors and the brake pads. And I was like, yeah, I heard the car that it was metal on metal, so I knew I probably was going to need to get rotors as well, which rotors are more expensive, right? And I was like, okay, well, like I work at 12, so is my car going to be done by 12 or like by 11:30 because I need to drive to work around 11:30, right? And he was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, no, it won't take long, you know, just give us like another hour and your car will be done. Cool. I don't hear anything else about my car at all. No. Thank you, Val. Thank you for the follow. I don't hear anything else about my car. And I'm like, okay. So at 11:30, I go to the shop to pick up my car, right? They're not done with it. And the guy, there's a different guy, and he's like, oh, the parts just came here. And I was like, huh? And I was like, I have work at 12. Like the guy, I brought it in at 9. Like, what do you mean? And I had an appointment. What do you mean? And I was like, the guy told me it was going to be an hour and a half. So then I had to be... What just happened? I don't freaking know. Wait. Shh. No. Stop it. Are we back? I think we're back. Sorry, I don't know what happened. What was I saying? You can come up. You're freaking out. Yeah, so then I had to call my work being like, hey, I'm gonna be late to work because they're not done with my car for some reason. And then I was late for work and paid $387. And honestly, I was really upset and I cried in the car because I was really upset. Because, like, then I lost money because I was at work late and that sucks. And it was $387. Isn't that fun? So that was my day yesterday. And then I worked and it was a very slow day at work, so I didn't get good tips at work. And then I came home being like, well, maybe I should stream and that'll make me feel better. And I was like, I'm in a really bad mood and really tired. That's not gonna happen. And then I didn't stream. That was my Sunday. So today I slept. Today though, I did detail my car. Not detail, but I cleaned my car out, so that was nice. That was about it. Hi, Legal, welcome. Like your cup holder, I didn't even know those existed for tables. Yeah, one of our mods, Mikey, got it for me. It also holds my headphones. Isn't that cool? Yeah, isn't it nice? I got this at the gas station because while I was cleaning my car, I was like, I want something. I haven't had one of these since I was like a teen. If you were on Tumblr, these were like the Tumblr things. I remember I made a little like camera out of this because Tumblr crafts were a popular thing, you know? Anyways, I want to be nostalgic. Hi, Kevin, welcome. Those are the days when you need us the most, though. That is true. Ouch, why so much? Just because of the rotors. It would have been cheaper if I just had gotten the brake pads. It wasn't sounding bad until Friday, but I worked all day Friday, so I couldn't take it in. And then Saturday, I also worked all day, so there was really no time for me to take it in, you know? Also, because Saturday night, I went to my sister's house, and every time I go to see my sister, I'm like, it's gonna be a couple hours max, like no biggie. I stayed until like 2 in the morning. Got home around 3. So that was my fault. Hi, Metal, welcome. Serena going with the intellectual look with the glasses. Yes, yes, yes. Rotors are pretty expensive. They are. And I asked you, I was like, can you resurface the rotors? And he was like, no, they're gone. So, but yeah, I will not be returning to that, Pep Boys, because why did it take two and a half hours? I've never had breaks take 2.5 hours. That's kind of silly, even with an appointment. Isn't that crazy? So I was kind of upset, honestly, because I was like, can I get like at least like a little discount or something? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, well, you guys are being kind of rude. Y'all are being kind of rude right now. And then, I didn't get to work super late, but I got to work like 40 minutes late. Still on time, you know? And then I missed out on money. So that's it. I bought the parts myself and got a friend to install them. That's what I was wanting to do as well, but like I needed them. They were so bad Friday and Saturday, I didn't want to keep driving with it, and I had an 8-hour shift yesterday. And as you know, I drive for my job, so I was like, well, I need them now. They were just like, even when I was just driving with the gas, like they were still making noise, so it was bad. So I was like, I don't want to keep risking it, and I don't know even when one of my friends or someone can what the heck was that? When someone can replace the brakes for me, you know? So I didn't want to keep chancing it and keep waiting and, you know, end up like something bad happens, you know? So as pricey as it was kind of like I needed to do it, you know? Yeah, brake pads are not expensive. Yeah, but I feel like anything with car stuff, like the majority of the time, whatever it is not that expensive. It's just the labor is expensive. So, yeah. Hi, Lee. Welcome. How's it going? Hi, Metal. I already said Metal. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Justin. Welcome. What's the reason to show? Was your car shaking when you stopped? If not, it's just squealing. All you need were brake pads. No, it was like I've needed rotors in the past before. It's it was metal on metal. And as I'm saying, when I was going like just with the gas, I could still hear the metal on metal with the rotors. It was really bad. There was nothing there, and I knew that. So that's why when I was driving on Friday and Saturday, I was like, oh, this is getting bad. I'm gonna have to take her in Sunday morning before work. Unless you grow them deep, could be turned, it didn't need to be replaced. That's nice, Metal. That's really nice. That's not the case now. Because I had to get, while I was cleaning my car, I found paperwork in 2023 I needed to get rotors. And it was actually more expensive when I got it in 2023 for the rotors, so I don't know. Oh, because that too, I was like, why is it so expensive? And he was like, prices went up. Okay, but like, what does that mean? Hi Blake, welcome. Thank you for the follow. So that was a not fun time yesterday. That was really not fun. But luckily my car is safe for now. So that's cool. So that's nice. My manager was like, how much do you pay for your car? And then I told him, and then he was like, how much is left in your car? And then I told him, he was like, I feel like you should just sell your car. And I was like, who's gonna buy my car? And I was like, I don't have a front bumper. Who's gonna buy my car? He was like, look into it. I had the same problem. They gave me, it paid like $600 for brakes and rotors. $600! Holy moly! God damn! That's so much money. I just hate the car stuff so expensive. It's all so expensive. It sucks. Mm-hmm. 300,000 miles? I don't think so. At least the rotors I'm getting don't last that long. The heck? I think it's just because I waited too long on the brake pads was the issue. And once the brake pads wear down, then it just goes to the rotors, and then the rotors are gonna get worn down because there's no brake pads to protect them. You know? Hi, Native Saburina. I like the nicknames. Hi, how's it going? I see you have a dog. I do. This is Winston. He is my 8-year-old, and he's very much wanting my fruit. Say hi. He wants my damn fruit. I already gave him enough fruit, and he doesn't need any more, but he is insisting on getting some damn fruit. Did you feel shame when braking and everyone could hear you? You know what, Native? I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt so embarrassed, because not only do I not have a bumper, so it's embarrassing already because people stare and point, which, like, hey, don't. It's embarrassing. I know. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed driving my car. Like, I'm so embarrassed already. And then I'm braking and it fucking sounds like it sounds like just metal, just like, ah! And it's so embarrassing. It is embarrassing. So it's like, not only that, then people are gonna look and be like, damn, and she doesn't have a front bumper? It's extremely embarrassing. I hated it. So I did that all Friday and Saturday, and it's not safe either. Like, it's not safe. So then I was like, frick, I gotta get this done. Front brake job with new rotors pad typically will run 400 600. Yeah, it was $387. So I understand, like, rotors are so expensive. It's just I wasn't expecting to pay that much money, and I cried. And I cried because I was like, oh, that sucks. Cool. So I'm gonna be really struggling this week. Nice. Yeah. Hi, Nick. I'm good. How are you? Have you had to put down or had a pet pass away? Yes, I've had a lot of pets in my life. So I've had some pets that I had to put down because of cancer or, you know, other reasons. But I've also had pets that have just passed with old age. So yes. In college, I had the same feelings, why I asked. Yeah, it's been extremely embarrassing. So luckily now my car is, So now luckily, okay, and we're back. Okay. So now luckily my car is not making noise when I brake. The brakes are nice now, you know, not a squeak to them, which I expected. I was like, if I paid almost $400 for these brakes, they better be the best, you know, they better be like, I tap and it's stopping me, you know? But they're fine now. So that's good. So now people are only gonna point and stare at my car because I don't have a bumper. $300,000. I don't know, man. I drive a lot as well. I drive a lot, and my car is at 176,000 miles. So, I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Nix. Welcome. I don't know if I'm a trendsetter. However, I have seen more and more cars on the road without a bumper, and I go, I see you. Whenever I see them, I feel like we're like, hey, we get it. You know, we're in the minority, but it's nice to see. It's like, hey, he's like me, you know? It's really nice to see it. She did a typical cat theme and sat in her luggage. Aww, where are you guys going? That makes sense. Alright, he's done with that. No! Stop. No. Enough. No. Are they prescription? My glasses? No, they are not, actually. Did my thing die? Oh, she's about to die. No, they're not. They are from Shein. Who needs break anyway? All you need is vibes. Exactly, Andy. Yep. You go 100 miles per hour through traffic. No. Hello. Now you want cuddles? No. I get very scared driving like over 80. Everyone on the freeway here goes at least like 80. Like 75, 80, I feel like. And anything over that, I feel really scared about. Hi, little baby. Oh, you get my bangy. You baby. Oh, you're such a baby. Look at him. He's so sweet. I love him. What a sweet cat. You know what took the Fred Flintstone way of stopping the car? Exactly. No, I do not. I really don't. Do you have any advice of dealing with short notice pet loss or putting down a dog because of cancer? I feel like pet loss is one of the hardest things to go through. There's really no amount of advice that I feel like can even slightly help with the pain of pet loss. I think the only thing is maybe just, especially if they were in pain, just knowing that they're not in pain anymore. I think a lot of times long-term pets, even if they're struggling or if they're in pain, they will try their best to stick around because they love you and they want to stay by your side, you know, and they're trying to fight it, you know. So I think knowing that they're not in pain anymore and they're, you know, resting finally is a relief. Of course, you're gonna miss them terribly, and trying to get back into the routine of not having them around is very, very challenging. I think what I always like to get them cremated and have them with me, or at least bury them somewhere where I can visit them. So if that's an option, I think that's also a very helpful way of coping. So in a way, you still have them, or you can still visit them. But I think just it's such a horrible feeling. Obviously, I don't know what's in my mouth right now. Hold on. I think one of your Benji's hairs got in me. Boop. I think just trying to remember the wonderful times, you know. I think there's like always that saying like they're a small part of your life, but like you were their entire life. So knowing you gave an animal a wonderful, loving life, I think is something to look back at and feel proud of and feel happy about, you know, all the memories you guys spent together. But it's really just a horrible feeling, and it takes, I think, a long time. With anything, grief takes as long as it's going to take for you, and it's hard. It's hard. I'm very sorry though. That's the one of the worst feelings. You'll feel validated. I do. I feel validated when I'm driving and I see someone else with a bumper. Or if they don't have like the back bumper, I'm there with them too. Do the bumpers people have a secret handshake? I feel like it should be, you know how the Jeep people all put like ducks on each other's cars? I do think we should do something, you know? Put a piece of tape. Put something. Hi Arrow, yes, the chat works. Exactly. It's an understanding. I would like to think when people don't have a bumper and they drive and see my car, I would hope that they do what I do, where I go, hey! Hey, it's me! I would hope so. Can your car even make it to 80 miles per hour? Yeah, my car is fine. Like, my car... Okay, the only thing that's wrong with my car is it doesn't have AC, and she's bumperless. That's it. And the front body is a bit dented inwards. That's all. She works fine. You know? She's fine. She's a fine car. It's just the outside doesn't look that nice, alright? A pet lizard? I would highly recommend a gecko. Geckos are so sweet, and they're very fun. Very nice to hold as well. Hello. You are so funny. You're just sitting with me. Benji's been very, very cuddly recently. Last night, I fell asleep, like, here. No, sorry, here. And Benji slept on my hand, and then I woke up in the morning, and he was still like that. So cute. Put colorful tape where your bumper should be. Colorful tape? Why colorful tape? Hi Jesus, welcome. How's it going? The other bubbles people go, why is she laughing, smiling, pointing at me? I'm not laughing. I'm like, you know, it's just like, wow, you know? I wouldn't laugh at another bumperless car though. I get it. But I do get why people point. Because sometimes I get really frustrated. I'm like, why are people pointing? Like, and I'm like, have you never seen a bumperless car? Like, just leave it. But the other day, I saw a car that was just real busted up. Like, the sides, every part of it was just busted up. And I went, damn. And I went, all right, I get it. They passed by and I did the same thing. I went, damn. So now I get it. I understand. I get it. I think it's just the shock value when you first see it. You're like, holy moly. So I understand. I get it. I get why people point and stare. Do I think it's annoying? Yes. Especially kids. Oh my god, because kids have no filter. And kids don't understand anything. If I drive by a group of young kids, oh my god, I'm looking down. I'm like, fucking hell. I'm pretending to do stuff on the dashboard because I'm like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. A bunch of kids are pointing at my car and laughing. Like, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. What the year, make, and model of your ride? I have a 2019 Toyota Corolla. That is my car. So, yeah. So I bought the car through CarMax. I still have $6K left on the car, so there's not a lot I can do, I don't think. Unless, like, a place wanted to, like, buy out my, loan and somehow, like, put it towards another car. But I don't know if anyone wants my car because, she's just not the prettiest. Colorful because it looks cooler. Okay. Colorful tape, it is cooler. I'll give you that. It is cooler. Thank you. I saw a car in a parking lot once that was entirely covered in duct tape except the windows, of course. That is insane. That's a bit much. Are your windows tinted? No. No. Why do you think I have this horrible tan line? No. My windows are as clear as a glass can be. And so it's even worse, because then because if like I had winded tintos, I could just be like, okay, like I'm just gonna like, it's fine, they can't see me. But no, they can see me. They can see me. They can see me. And it's really embarrassing, okay? I don't think I get more embarrassed than driving around and that happening. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 2019. As long as it drives to A to B. Exactly. It drives. Again, there's nothing wrong with her. Does she not have AC? Yes. Is she bumperless? Yes. But that's all. Make your AC work again. If it's not that, you might need a new radiator or you need to replace the coolant fans, which would be a more expensive option. I think what the main problem is, I think it's the mixture of those, but the I forget what it's called, but the front part that is like it's like a square shape, that's behind the bumper, that part is very much, when I got in the car crash, that very much is what's the word? Dented. The radiator, yes. So my radiator's fucked, which I've read, I think is the one of the most expensive parts of replacing your AC. So, I'm not gonna do that. That's expensive, and I don't got the money. Like I just said, I spent $387 on the damn brakes. I'm gonna be out for like 2 months now. I just hate it too, because it's always like this. It's always like, I feel like I'm saving. This month in particular, I've been so good with not spending like money and trying to save up, right? Because I'm like, hey, every month I'm fucking dying. Like, I just need to really lock in, you know, like lock in. And I've been so good. I've been so good, you know, bills come and go, but I've been like, hey, I haven't been negative in my account this month, so that's good. You know, I like that. And so I was like, okay, I'm finally, you know, like I'm gonna save. I'm gonna be okay for a little bit. Nope. And it's always like that. It's always like that. It's always like, okay, I have like a little bit of savings. All right. And I feel really good about myself. And then either a car thing or a life thing or a health thing or one of the kids. And then something happens and you're like, fuck, never mind. Actually, never mind. Not even a light tint? No, I have nothing on my car windows. I know it's like I know you can go to places or it's relatively not that expensive, but no, I've never done it. I've had to replace my radiator before. It sucks. It was like $200. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, mine's completely bent. So, because that and the bar in front of it, as well as the part that connects the top hood, all of that is bent. It's all bent this way toward the car. How does AC manage to stop working in only 6 years? The previous owner must have been wilder. No, it's because I got in a car crash and the thing doesn't work anymore because of that. That's why. Expensive fix, just have your windows down. Save money. You don't really need AC in your bumperless car. For summer, I'm definitely going to be dying. Right now, it's not too hot. With the heat wave, it was awful. So I'm hoping, you know, I don't know. Hopefully something fixes itself by the summer, because the summer's going to suck. I did it last year and the year before. No, I just did it last year, because that was when I got in the car crash right before the summer. So last year with it was absolute hell. Oh my goodness. I was sweating buckets. Not blowing cold air for your AC can also be no or low freon level. I don't know. I feel like even if I do anything else, regardless, the radiator's fucked, so yeah. Woo. So anyways, so that's my car stuff recently. Very fun, very cool. Yeah, cars are so fun. I love cars. Really, really cool. Really, 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 really nice. Besides that, I had book club on Friday, so now we're reading a new book. I also finished a book in between Saturday and Sunday. It was called Flowers for Algernon. I'm sure some of you have read it for school or in general. It was a beautiful book. It's also a movie, but I just finished it yesterday. It was really heart-wrenching, but I finished the whole book yesterday, and I just sat in my car and was like, wowza. But it was a really good book. It's a book I've been wanting to read for the last year, but finally did it. I really liked it. I give 5 stars. I really, really liked it. I understand why it's a classic. Have you named your car like some women do? No, I actually have never named my car. She's definitely, I call her she. I refer to her as a girl, but no, I've never named her. That was a school I had to read in 6th grade. I think we have some problems with grammar there, native. I never read it in school. It was never one of the books we read in school. But I read it finally, and I really liked it. Really, really liked it. I'd like to get a physical copy of it. It was very, very, I'd like to say eye-opening, but it was really sad. It was really sad. It was very heart-wrenching, but it was a very good story. I really enjoyed it. It was, yeah, between Saturday and Sunday, I just flew through it. It was so good. It was like I didn't want to stop, you know? Which I think are the best kind of books. A book that I can finish in 2 days means it was a good read, and there was very little slow parts. I liked it. It was good. So now we're on to next books. But that's the book I finished. Last week, I think I also finished I think it was last week, I finished The Favorites, which I think I'd already talked about. That was an okay book. Nothing really crazy with that. That's it. That's all I'm reading right now. Yeah, I read it really fast. It was just good. It was so intriguing. School book. Got it. Flowers for Algernon was the name. I've never seen the movie. But classic read. And I enjoyed every second. Hi Beaver, welcome. Thanks, I had a pretty good day. I rested a lot today. I cleaned up the house, which is always a nice feeling. I've also been listening to Stephanie Sue. She has her Rotten Mango show, or a YouTube account, and I've been listening all about the P. Diddy case, which, excuse my French, fuck that guy. Oh my god. But I've been every time she posts, I'm like, what new stuff has happened, you know? It's a really sad case. Really, I don't even know. Wild. So I've been listening to that a lot. I've been listening to that a lot while I'm cleaning or driving, you know? I've been really listening to that a lot. Anything else? I'm gonna go see Lilo and Stitch, the movie, on I think Friday or Saturday. I think Saturday. With my sister, which will be so fun. We loved Lilo and Stitch growing up. So me and my 2 sisters, you know, that was like a classic film. You know? All I think there's 3 Stitch movies. But also when we used to go to my grandma's in the morning at 5 a.m. for school, there was the show. There was like the Lilo and Stitch show. And we used to watch it, and it was really nice. Good times. So we're gonna see that, which I'm really excited about. I think I'm gonna cry, as I always do, but I think I'm gonna cry my little eyes out, and that'll be really fun. And good bonding time with my sister, which I think is always, you know, what I need. Keep me grounded. Weenie. I feel like that child's gonna ruin some careers. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. it's a lot. I feel like we're not even really like into the case, and it's just a lot of heavy stuff. Screwed all the evidence they got on him. Supposedly they have a bunch of video evidence that hasn't been shown to the public. Yikes. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, it's a really messy case. So that's been that. I'm trying to think of other stuff I've been listening to, but that's been kind of it. Yeah. Really not much. No bumper keeps you grounded. It does, which it's fine. I hope someday soon though I have a bumper, I think I'm good on the keeping grounded part, Anything interesting happen at work? Anything interesting happen at work? Work's just been really slow, honestly. Not really anything super interesting, I think. Really nothing super interesting besides the stuff I think I already have told you guys. Work's been kind of boring and slow. I am, however, because I did have an interview. Oh my gosh, I did have an interview actually. I've been applying for a ton of different restaurant jobs, and I applied and I had an interview with this one place. And I was like, I don't think this is it. The guy that interviewed me, talking about the role and all that, which is great. But then I was asking, I was like, oh, like, how do the tips work here? Because every restaurant's different. And he was just like, I don't really know, honestly. And I went, what? Huh? And he was like, I don't really know. I think it's just like a tip pool. And I went, okay, which is fine. And then, because then he was like, oh, I haven't done payroll. Like, I don't know. I haven't really seen what people make here. And I thought that was really strange. And I was like, how long have you been here? And he was like 3 months. And I went, it's kind of weird. It seemed very much like the place was trying to get on their footing, which good for them. I was just like, I just kind of don't want to, I don't want to take less hours at my job that has, a consistent flow at least, and hope for something else and then regret it. So that's cool. However, I've also decided I'm trying to apply for like more business internships or just internships in general, or different kind of work fields, which is hard because I need to provide for myself. But I'm also having to, I saved some jobs as well to apply to that are hopefully something that would pay well and maybe in a different work field, Maybe I just shouldn't work at a restaurant anymore. I don't know. So these are all thoughts I've been having this last week, trying to decide. Thank you for the follow. Trying to decide, like, I don't know, but also I think just the market for jobs in general is very hard right now. I think a lot of people are having very hard time trying to find either a new job or anything. There's also a couple people at my work that we've been talking about, like, applying, and they haven't really heard anything. So I think in general it's a difficult time. However, I thought about it and I was like, I don't think there's any problem in applying to a job that, maybe will hire me and it's in a different work field, and there's not a requirement to have a bachelor's degree. So I've been doing that. I don't think there's any harm in it. If I'm already applying to a lot of restaurant jobs in general, I don't think there's any harm in, like, also applying to different work field jobs and seeing what happens, being spontaneous with it, Need a bumper sticker on the rear bumper that says, "This is my daily driver. My weekend car is a Ferrari." I actually don't have any stickers on my car. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have any stickers. I do like seeing funny stickers though when I'm on the road. There's always one that I see that says, "Say hi to your dog for me," and I think that one's really funny. That's a cute one, you know? I really like that one. Restaurants are tough. It's easy to burn out. It is. It really is. I'm definitely very burnt out. When I was at my sister and brother-in-law's house, I was very much talking about like a bunch of stuff that's been happening at work, and then my brother-in-law was like, "I think you need to quit." And I was like, "Yeah, I know that. I agree with you." Can you afford to work for free? But it is one of the best ways to learn, experience a place you want to work. No. I provide for myself 100%, and everything's really expensive. So I cannot afford to work for free. I would be homeless. Yeah. The companies use AI to filter the application now, so just read the listing and look for buzzwords and put those words in your resume. Interesting. Which is also, I think, a problem because I think a lot of these companies I think are getting hundreds of applications, so it's hard to stand out, or it's hard to, I think even trying to get an interview nowadays is very difficult, you know. And then yeah, that's always the concern of like, is it my resume? Is there something wrong with it, or you know, whatever it may be. Oh my gosh. Maybe. What's going on, baby girl? That's scary. I used to have a student driver on my car. Oh, like the sticker? Hey! No! Stop. That's a good one. I feel like when people see that, then people are like, okay, I should be careful around this person. I'm back. I had to retrieve a cork that fell inside a bottle. Uh-oh. How'd you get it out? Hi, Kevin. Welcome back. I thought you said that you were looking for an internship right now. Paid internship. Paid internship. But there are some that I found that are paid, and you know, as long as you are working towards whatever degree it is, or you have certain classes already taken, that's good. So that's what I've been looking into as well. If I can find some kind of like marketing internship or some kind of, you know, something like that, I think would be fantastic. So we'll see. Hoo hoo hoo. Hee hee. I miss the old days when you could just show up at a place and give your resume in person. My job, you can do that. My job definitely takes a lot of people that just do that. But I know a lot of places don't like that. Or a lot of places will say, you know, don't call the business, or don't just show up. Yeah, it's very different. Everything I think is mostly technical. Hello. Are you playing with Matey? He's so cute. It is hard to stand out. It really is. Why do dogs not like a fan blowing? No, you had enough fruit. Stop it. Why do dogs not like having a fan blowing in their face, but love sticking their head out the window of a moving vehicle? That is a interesting question. Thank you for the follow. I'm not sure. I wonder why that is. Why is that, Winston? Or if they like it blown on. Like he doesn't really like that. You know? I don't know. That is an interesting question. Maybe because when they're sticking their head out of the car, there's so much wind that it feels nice. I don't know. I'm not sure what causes that. I use a barbecue skewer and a drywall screw. Hey, well, I'm glad you got it out. Emo auntie. Do I look like an auntie? Do I look old? Hi, Diana. How's it going? Why do dogs not like taking a bath, like swimming in a pool? I think it depends on the dog. That one I think depends on the dog. Because some dogs don't like either, you know? Some dogs, hey, sit down. Some dogs don't like either. Or some dogs don't even like baths. Winston doesn't like baths, but he puts up with it, you know? But it's not like his favorite thing. Swimming, though, I don't think he would ever willingly, like, jump in a pool to swim, you know? I think he'd be scared. I don't know, dogs are so interesting. He needs a shaving. His hair is getting too long. He's got like these little side bangs that are getting in his eyes. See? His hair is getting too long. Get annoyed if you go there in person ready to apply with a resume, even though they have a big sign in their window saying we're hiring. Yeah, a lot of businesses get annoyed. Or like a lot of businesses will say, like say in the resume, like do not do A, B, and C, and D. So I don't know. I look mature. That can be taken either like you look, like, I don't know. That can be taken two ways. It either means like you look old, or you just look, but I don't know the right word I'm looking for, but like, mature in like a professional sense, maybe? I don't really know. Hey. No. Stop it. Stop. Breathe. I did want to do some studying today, as well as I needed to make the, schedule for this week with you for streaming. I also figured out, finally, what was wrong with my computer. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple streams ago, I was like, for some reason, I can't go on Patreon, I can't go on Canva, and I can't go on Indeed. I couldn't go on any of those sites on my computer, and I would do Microsoft, I would do Google Chrome, and I would do Edge, right? And it wouldn't work on any of them. And I was like, okay, it's something wrong with my computer. So I went through my applications. What was that noise? Hello? I think it was Mitty. So I went through my applications and I realized for some reason I had McAfee, and McAfee was doing like a weird VPN thing. And then once I uninstalled it, they all worked again. Isn't that nice? Thank God. It was really driving me insane. Put together. Thank you. That's sweet, Andy. Thank you. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Looks like she's in her 20s. Good. I would hope so. Yeah, I am in my 20s. Once I hit 24, I just started worrying so much about the way, like, how I'm aging. I think because always when I was a teen and, you know, younger in my 20s, I always would hear that I looked young and, and fine. I think, but then I went through the stage where I think it was so traumatic to me that now when I look at myself, I'm like, I look haggard. And I look like I've gone through a really rough time. You know what I mean? So ever since I turned 24, I, was trying to do more, less things for my skin for like acne and more things of like making sure my skin looks good as I age. And ever since then, I've been like so just very much over analyzing, my skin texture and if there's any wrinkles and how am I aging and and how are my dark circles and moisturizing and I don't know why I have to fix this command every time. I'm so sorry, Mikey. You really don't have to. I'm so sorry. I can fix it too. What would you do if a ghost answers you back when you say hello and they say hello back? I would run away. I would get really scared. 25 is nearly 2 months away now. Hi, Epic. It is. And I'm horrified. In one way, I'm like, hey, it's okay. you know? I think 25 is a fine age, right? But in another way, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I think because it's also like, every year, I'm like, I never thought I would get to this point, you know? Before when I was 18, I just always thought at some point I would die. I never saw past like 17, 18. I was like, somehow, some way, I'm just gonna die. And then I'm not gonna have to worry about it. And then each year that passes, I'm like, well, what do I do? You know? It's a confusing feeling and confusing thoughts. But yeah, although it's just a number, I feel like, oh, I should, like last year I started using retinol and I started, looking into more things to, in general, just like help my skin texture or whatever it is. Ever seen the TV show Hudson and Rex? Hudson is a cop and Rex is his German Shepherd partner. Sorry. No, I have not. What is that? You still got a long way until you have to worry about wrinkles. I agree. But I'm more aware of it now. Because when you're in your younger 20s, you're like, I can wait for that. That's no biggie. Like, it's fine. I think in general, taking care of yourself, you're like, it's fine. Like, I'll worry about it later. And then once at least for me, once I started hitting more mid-20s, I'm like, okay, like, maybe I should start eating better. Like, okay, like, maybe I should start, going to the gym somewhat consistently. Or, like, at least getting walking. Or, like, it's different things like that, I think. Or, like, oh, like, maybe I should find out why my hair is so frizzy all the time. Or la la la, I didn't really have present parents, I'll say that. So I just never really, saw a future for myself. Childhood, like if I had a choice to go back to childhood or stay as I currently am, I would stay as I currently am. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I would ever want to go back to my childhood. Body parts don't really start looking like they're falling off until your 50s. That's good. But also, like, the skin of your body, like, you have to worry about. Now, I try to, like, make sure I exfoliate at least once a week. And I use a body oil after I get out of the shower. And I moisturize. And I do this. And I do that. And, a million different things. And then you see so much stuff on the internet of, like, oh, you can do this to help with aging, and you can do this, or la la la, or, all these things. It's hard not to get in your head about it, I think. Most kids, when they're young, they think that they're never going to get old, and they think they're going to be young forever for some weird reason. It's not that I thought I was going to be young forever. I understand aging's a thing. I just always thought at some point I'd be dead. Somehow, some way. Why are we constantly trying to look like 20-year-olds who are 60? I agree, Kevin. I think there's nothing wrong with aging. I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think just trying to help yourself be as healthy as possible is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like joint problems, or this or that, or my back going out. There are more things that I am trying to help not be as severe. Too much sun and smoking. Absolutely. And also not wearing sunscreen. That is a big one. I'm so sorry, Stella. I don't speak not any Spanish. No hablo español. I'm so sorry. I don't speak anything. I'm so sorry. I am a fake. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I understand we will all die. I don't think I have a huge fear of death. I think I feel comfortable with dying myself. I think I'm scared of, like, my loved ones dying more than I'm scared of myself dying. Myself, I think I've always kind of been like okay with it. Maybe because that's, maybe I don't know. Maybe because I just am always fucking depressed. But I'm okay with dying at some point. But thinking about my loved ones dying is much scarier to me. Or like my pets, let's say. That is a much more contradicting thought. Hi, Chris. Welcome. As long as you stay active and look after your health, that's what is important. I agree. That is true. Aging is a privilege. You were right. I'm already having joint problems and I'm not 30 yet. I feel like I'm an old man. My knee pops a lot recently, and I don't know why that is. I take vitamin D, so I don't really know why that is. But my knee a lot will like pop while I'm walking or something. And see, then that scares me. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have fucking knee problems? I plan to start worrying about my health when I turn 30. That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. I feel like when you're in your early 20s, you're like, it's no biggie. I was always like, it's fine. I have young, supple skin. It's fine. I'll worry about all the other stuff later. But now I'm in my mid-20s, and I'm like, okay, we should start taking this into consideration. The way from answering to vision, I tell them die. I mean, that does stop the aging process. You're not wrong, Metal. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yes, I do make ASMR videos. I haven't made one in a while, but I do still make them. I would like to film one soon, but I still do make them. I'd like to make more. I agree. Being healthy is, I think especially if you're not growing up to be healthy, it's a very difficult thing to learn and adapt to. I'll be honest, like I didn't start eating somewhat healthy or like even full meals until probably this last year, because I was just used to eating like, let's say for breakfast I'll have a PB&J or cereal. For lunch I'll have a bag of chips. For dinner I'll have, I don't know, toast. You know, like the I think the poor man's mentality very much can stick with you for a long time. You know, changing the way that you were brought up, I think is a hard. It's a process. It's a process. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I still just have cereal for a meal. You know, because it's cheap, which makes sense why I had it a lot as a kid. You know, that makes sense. But I think as you age and you're like, okay, but like I should eat somewhat healthy, or I should try and budget to afford to make myself healthy meals. You know. Thank you for the follow. Being well hydrated, lubricate your joints, which might get rid of that cracking sound. I see. Yeah. Today is particularly, I've been trying to drink more water. I always have such a problem with like drinking a ton of water. As you get older, the passage of time really seems to be escalating. I think it's already has been. I feel like when you're a kid, time seems so long. I remember like the school year felt so long to me, or summer felt so long to me. Now time just flies by. Even May. I feel like it just turned May. It's May 19th. But I think that is just like a normal process of life. I think as you age as well, you have more things to stress and worry about, which I think also affects the way you see life. When you're a kid, you're just kind of carefree. You're not really having life concerns and life worries. Thank you for the follow. Did you see that meme of the wife handing you divorce papers this morning? I did not. That's sad. That's sad. Exactly. I reckon forward maybe one day if I'm well off I'll start eating healthier. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks too. Healthy food is so expensive. It's so expensive. It sucks. So then the majority of us are just going to continue to eat bad foods because it's what you can afford. Sorry, Kevin. Hey, but sometimes it be like that, you know? You can take somebody out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. Amen to that, epic. Amen to that. I found you from a Twitch recommended. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I agree, Kevin. Like now, I rotate like three meals with meat, and they're the same meals, but they're cost effective. I buy a big bag of tilapia at Costco. It's like $18, but it's got like 10 of them in there, so that's pretty good. I do a lemon garlic butter tilapia, which is delicious, and rice. I do that on rotate. Other meat I'll buy is beef. Am I buying, what is it called? Grass-fed beef? No. But beef. Relatively cheap. And I do this Taiwanese style beef that I love. It's my favorite and it's delicious. All of the ingredients, like, the seasonings and stuff, I have it at home. So all I have to do every week or so is buy a pound and a half of beef. I do that. That's my other meat I'll have. The last meat, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, I'll buy a 4-pack of salmon from Target. $14. 4-pack of salmon. And I will make salmon and rice. Those are on rotate at my house constantly. That's basically like any meat meals. That's it. Cause it's cost effective, but still tasty, and I still can get my protein in. Crazy, we're about to be 6 months in pretty soon of the year. I know. It's almost June. Also, all my classes are almost done soon. And then I get a week off. So that's exciting. Thank you. 3 meals with meat each week or each day? No. Like, I don't buy these meats every week. I try to buy beef once a week. And the tilapia whenever I'm out. I've been out of the tilapia for like 2 weeks now. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I don't really go to Costco that often. Because it's a hassle. So I try to do that, But I bought salmon 2 days ago from Target. So I am going to have a salmon tonight. See? What kind of rice? I like jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is my favorite. However, last time I went to... Also, it's cheaper to buy jasmine rice at Costco. But again, I haven't been. So I ran out and I had to go to H Mart. Because I was like, okay, I'll just get big bag of rice there. And I got a short grain rice. It was very cheap though. It was like $8 for a big ass bag. Thank you for the follow. So I've been using that. But any kind of just white rice I like. But I prefer jasmine rice. I think jasmine rice is delicious. I love it. The Department of Homeland Security wants to do reality competition TV show with immigrants to fight a percentage of them. Why? Why would that be a fun TV show to watch? That's really sad. I don't like that at all. If it's not grass-fed, does that mean that it might not be 100% beef? So basically beef, nothing wrong with it? I'm just curious. I don't really know. I think it's the same, from my knowledge, I think it's the same thing with like eggs. Because there's cage-free eggs. I think it's all about the way that the animal was inhabited. So I think like grass-fed beef is like I believe what's supposed to mean is the cow had a lot of space and was just grass fed. I think the other beef can have stuff put into either the cow or the meat. You know what I mean? What do they call it? I'm forgetting the word. I can't think recently. I keep forgetting words, and I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing. But I cannot think for the life of me. But I think it depends on how the cow was raised. Salmon's the meat of the week, basically. Later this week, I'll go and buy some beef once it's out. I kind of just stick to one meat until it's like ran out, and then I'll buy whatever. Does that make sense? That's kind of what I do. And then if I'm feeling real crazy, I'll make a fried egg. Eggs are great protein, so I try to do that as well. Yeah. Other than that, though, I mostly just also eat my restaurant's food. If I wasn't working at a restaurant, I think I would be starving a lot more. I I eat a lot of my restaurant food. Always I'll have whatever I have there, and I usually will have leftovers because they're quite big portions. So then I'll have leftovers for either later that night or like the next day. So that's nice at least. Which I'll normally get from them, like a chicken sandwich. There's different kinds of chicken sandwiches I can get. I can get a burger there. I can get pasta there. You know, there's options. There's options. I can get a salad. I can get pizza. I really don't get pizza because I'm absolutely sick of it. But there's options, you know? So that's nice. Chicken tenders, chicken wings. You know, there's options. So, you know, me working there helps a lot, at least. Go to the butcher and ask for a tube of ground beef. It's typically cheaper than prepackaged beef on the shelf. Really interesting. Hey. Super sad people watch it. Why? That's really dehumanizing. Nor does it mean hormone free. That's what I was thinking of. Hormones. Thank you. Do you prepare the rice in the rice cooker or make it on the stove? I do a rice cooker. I wash my rice, and then I wash it a couple times, and then I put a little bit of oil, put a little bit of salt, and then I pop her on the rice cooker. I never considered you eating your job's food. I get, I believe, $14 free, and then anything over that I get like 50% off. So the most I'll spend for a meal there is like 54 cents, which isn't bad. If you think about it, it's not that bad. Where else am I gonna spend 54 cents and get a meal? Nowhere. Hi Maroon, welcome. I have another joke. Please tell. Restaurant makes a ton of food daily, so unused food often goes to staff. Yeah, that is true, or we just throw it out. The amount of food we waste at my work is like an insane amount of food. It's insane. There are constantly like big pizzas being thrown out, or whatever it may be. Bread, this, that, la 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 la. 50 cents in 2025. I didn't know that was even allowed anymore. Yeah, so it's a good price. Just because I get up to like $14 off. So, pretty good, pretty good, you know? I'll take it. So honestly, I really also just live off of that. That's a big reason I can get away with, you know, only like home cooked meals, like once a week with whatever meat, you know? Life, huh? Life is really hard, is it not? Life is really, really hard. That's sweet, Kevin. That's so nice. I hope my place does that when I leave. Why the dentist stay in a small hotel room? I don't know. Because that's the size of his... It's similar to the size of his, like, dentist room? I don't know. No. Winnie. Get a load of that guy. Building rapport with a restaurant would be great for getting free food, theoretically. Theoretically, yes. But a lot of... I think it's kind of messed up, but a lot of restaurants, and my restaurant for sure does this, I think it's messed up, in my opinion. We have a lot of homeless people around in the area, and a lot of people will come in and ask for either water or food or just anything. Mind you, we have a lot of food we throw out, so I don't think it's an issue. However, we are not allowed to give anyone food or anything because the restaurant says they'll keep coming back for more. Which, you know, they probably will come back for more food. But I think it's really silly for a establishment that, you know, makes a good amount of money, that throws away so much food, and instead of just like giving it to someone, we just throw it away. I don't really get that logic, and I think it's very silly. But it's like against the rules for any of us to do that, and I think it's really stupid. I think it's really stupid. I know a lot of bakeries or certain places will, you know, they'll either give it to like a homeless shelter or the women's shelter, something like that, and I think that is a much more respectable thing to do than just like throw it away. We're wasting so much food. Can't even buy bubblegum for 54 cents anymore. No, you can't. I don't know anything you can buy for 54 cents. To avoid sweets. That was a good one. I like that one, Maroon. That was a good one. I like that one. Thank you. That was a good joke. I like that one. If you ran the place, would you give the waste to homeless in the area? I think like a lot of bread places do that. Well, like their I will give just like the, you know, the more older breads to whoever, whether it's a shelter, whether it's a food bank or anything. I think that's way better to do, in my head. Absolutely. Why, you know, it's already going to waste. Why not help someone while you can? You know? I don't know. I think community is a very important thing, especially nowadays. I think a lot of us are so divided, and it's, I don't know, it just is sad to see. And I don't think things like that help. You know? Let me tell you, actually. The other day, I went on a delivery, right? I go to this lady's house. She opens the door. I see in her house she's making candles. And I'm like, wow, what a cute little lady. She's making candles. That's so cute. She goes to me and gives me a candle. And she goes, I make candles. Here you go. And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice. That's so sweet. And she goes, yeah, I make candles just for fun. You know, she's like an old, probably retired lady. And she's like, I just make candles for fun. Like, it's this one's spring flavored. Like, here you go. I can't tell you how much that brightened my day. I think this was like Saturday or Friday. I was ecstatic. I took a picture of it. I was so happy. I was so happy. And it was a free candle. She didn't have to do that. And I thought, okay, she probably has her card in there or something. So like, you know, I want to support her business. That's so sweet. Nothing. It was like she was just making them for fun and just giving them out for free. I think things like that are so, like, can really just brighten someone's day. It brightened my day. I was so hyped. It's in my living room. I've lit it. It smells amazing and it's so sweet. And I think about that and I think, wow, that lady was so sweet to give me a little candle. And I appreciate that so much. Because how cute is that? Like, how sweet is that? To be a little older lady and you're just making candles in your house and you just give them to people. I think that's beautiful. I think that is Like, it just, like, even now, it makes me so happy. What a cutie. What a sweetie. You know? That's good, Kevin. Good for you for having advocacy. I think there's also an issue with the health code because if you're giving food out, it has to remain at a certain temperature or else you get fined. Right. Which I agree with. However, like I'm saying, if it's like baked goods or if it's like bread or things that do not, you know, go bad, I think there's like I don't understand why not. You know? She's taking a bite. Taking a bite out of the candle? No. I agree. But that's what I'm saying. Just give the food away to someone. Why are we throwing out so much food? That's just my question. Even when I worked at Cease Candies, the amount of chocolates, literally like we'd have a trash bag full of chocolates. And you know what you had to do? You had to step on all the chocolates. That's silly. That's chocolate. Just give it to the shelters. I don't get that. Thank you for the follow. You know what I mean? It'd be like a huge bag of chocolates and you would just step on it to like ruin the chocolates. Mind you, Cease Candies is expensive. Every year the price for a pound of chocolate goes up. Let me look how much it is now. When I worked, it was I think $17.50 for a pound. Let me see. I think now it's not telling me. It's only telling me the boxes. Hold on. It's because I'm not on Google. Oh my god, what are we doing? It's not coming up. My computer automatically goes to Yahoo search and it drives me insane. Give me a second. $31 is for a pound of chocolate. $31 for a pound of chocolate. Which is roughly, if I remember correctly, like 18 to 24 pieces of chocolate. $31. Like, this is expensive stuff, you know? When I was working at the farmer's market, this nice German lady gave me a hand-painted Christmas card. That is so sweet. That's so nice. That's what I'm saying. I think community is really important. I think it's so important. I think it's so, like, we need it, you know? I understand not wanting homeless people outside of business driving away customers or trashing the bathrooms. I understand, but also it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's I know everyone has a different opinion, but like in my head they're already in such a vulnerable, hard place. You know what I mean? That even just finding food is a challenge in itself, you know? And just to me, I don't get the issue. I don't get the problem in like help, you know, just like helping out your neighbors. I don't know. I don't know. Releasing gravy flavored ice cream. That is disgusting, Ali. I'm so sorry. Don't get me wrong, KFC gravy is delicious. But ice cream of it? That sounds so gross. I'm so sorry. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Hi, 9 and 7. Welcome. I'm doing well. How are you? You get to reorganize your office yet? Mikey, you know what? I'm doing it on Thursday. The owner came up to me and he was like, hey, when are you gonna do the office? He's asked me 2 weeks in a row. And I'm like, I don't know. When do you want me to do the office? And then he was like, let me look at your schedule. And Thursday I got off at 3:30. So he's like, can you do it Thursday? And I was like, sure. I was like, I'm rock climbing later that night, so like I can only stay like 2-3 hours or probably. He was like, that's fine. I went, okay. So I'm doing it on Thursday. How much food we throw out is a disgrace. I agree. It's a lot. It's too much. Way too much. McAfee and Yahoo, this computer needs a baptism to cleanse it of its. I know. Here's the thing. I have Yahoo email. That's like my business email, okay? But for some reason, like the search engine, every time I restart my computer on Chrome, it automatically goes to Yahoo search instead of Google search engine. And then I have to go into Google Chrome settings and like readjust it. It's a hassle. Have you heard of Dubai? Have you had Dubai chocolate? My friend actually, or one of my coworkers, she made it like a year ago or something. It was really good. It was really, really good. It had like pistachios in it. It was delicious. It was super good. House people in my city are often already suffering from gut issues related to drugs, malnutrition. Jesus. Relative to their usual diet, unused restaurant food would be a step up. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's like a steak flavored milkshake. Now, why would you say that? Now, why would you bring that up? Is my question. That sounds awful. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Ugh. Ew. I get to remake the ASMR Streamer Awards site. Remake it? You get to, or like you have to, or I feel like that sounds like a lot of work. Yikes. Sounds like a virus, to be honest. Cat! Where was my cat? Meaty? I don't know where she went. Benji is. Oh, Benji's not here. Benji's on the chair over here. That's why. I don't know if it's a virus. I think it's just on Chrome though. Because if I go into the settings. Also though, my Chrome settings have a lot of different search engines. I don't know why. I got Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Yandex. I don't know what Yandex is. Microsoft Bing and Yahoo. And then I have to go to Google and set it as default. And I have to do that every single time that I restart my computer. I don't know why. Don't ask me. It is what it is. I don't know. I almost think that you should just get a new SSD in your PC and just install Windows again, or a Linux distro if you're feeling extra special today. What is a Linux distro? Yikes. Do I need a new SSD though? Will I have to? But I wanted to. Okay. Got it. Well, good. That's exciting. I hope it's not too much work. Yikes. You just got some settings overriding each other after the flavor. Yeah, that's what I think at least. I don't think it's like a super serious issue. If you do it on your current system, you'll have to wipe it. Wipe my whole system? Why? I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I just have to press a couple clicks and then Google's up again. I don't really mind it too much. It's not like it's not a huge deal to me. Anyways, as I was saying, we need to look at the stream schedule for this week. I also have not done my planner for this week. I also was supposed to have a hair appointment today, and I could not afford it. Also, the hair lady, hair is expensive for women, number one. But last time she quoted me, because I basically want to just go lighter brown, right? And so I was like, hey girl, like how much would you be? Mind you, she's in Huntington Beach, so she's like an hour and 20 from San Diego. And she quoted me and she was like, oh, it's probably gonna be like, she's like, I don't really know like your hair color right now, It's probably gonna be like at least 150. So I was like, oh yeah, like I can save up. I can save up. Yeah, that's no biggie. That's, you know, beauty costs money, and I understand that. So I'm like, hey, well, like if I want to look pretty, that's how much it's gonna cost. I've had to cancel on her 2 times now, and reschedule because I don't have the money. And the last time I just canceled, and I was like, I can't afford. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to afford 150 for my hair anytime soon, Miss Girl. That's ridiculous. But like all the hair salons are that expensive. She's relatively cheap. Everything's so expensive. Oh my god. So we're just gonna have to deal with this brown color for now. Cause I don't get $150 for my hair. That's a lot of money, you know? The city's mayor is suggesting closing down public bathrooms, cutting library hours because homeless issues cost the city so much. That's sad. I love the library. I love the library so much. Also, the library has so many resources. It's insane. Alt F4 and delete systems. I won't. Let's not. I like doing websites up, so it's fine for me. But that's good. I'm glad at least if you want to do it and enjoy doing it, then that's great. Your apps are fine now, but if you've been having a bunch of weird issues, it sounds like something's off with your Windows install. Maybe. I don't know. This is why you marry a guy where someone in his family is a hairstylist. I guess. I don't think that's gonna be one of my like requirements for a husband, you know. Also be prepared to get tickets next month. Dad, they go until next month? June? Got it. Exactly. I got too much to save up for. When's the last time you dyed it yourself? How are your hairdressing skills? I dyed it, so I've been dyeing it myself with semi-permanent hair color since I got my hair back to brown last I think it was 2 years ago now, right? I was blonde and then I went brown, I think at least a year and a half ago. So I've been doing semi-permanent colors on my hair to keep the brown because the blonde kept coming back and showing through. So I was doing that for a while. Then I did just a semi-permanent brown because it was too much maintenance trying to do the semi-permanent so often. Then I did a semi-permanent, and then at one point I just did a permanent hair color because I was like, I just want my hair to be brown. And then it came out too dark. So then I was like, oof, now it's like black, and I don't really want black hair. So then I used a color remover last to lift it some shades. And now we're at this hair color. And she is not faded. She is not faded since I used the color remover. Like, she's been around this color for like 2 months now. Which, I mean, at least I got the blonde covered, you know? Like, the blonde's officially covered. So that's good. Thank you for the follow. But, I think dyeing my hair darker is fine. I think I do an okay job at that. But bleaching my hair, I don't trust that. I think especially if you're brunette, trying to bleach your hair at home can be such an easy disaster because your hair can turn brassy, and trying to color correct the brassiness at home and tone it at home is really hard. And I will not be doing that. Linux distro explanation is essentially a version of the Linux operating system that has been packaged together with various tool software and configurations. Think of it like a recipe for cake. Linux is the base ingredient, but the distro is how different people or companies mix them together to create different types of cakes. Oh, I see. And they're like really expensive. Pineapple, your natural hair color for a bit. What's wrong with that? I don't have a problem with this hair color. It looks fine. However, I just, in my head, I would like it to be a little lighter. But it's fine. I'll keep it the way it is right now. But in my head, I'm like, ugh, I would really like it to be a couple shades lighter. I get very much in my head of what looks best, you know? I'm guessing you didn't save all the money I sent you for the tickets. It's in my PayPal. I got it. Don't worry. but I need to save for the rest of the money for the ticket. Shave your head, start fresh. I will not. I got a weird shaped head. I don't think I could pull off the bald look. Sadly, I wish I could, but I can't. Also, give me a second. Sorry, what was I doing? Let me get up my work schedule real quick so I can write that in my planner real quick for us. And then we can decide when we're gonna stream this week. I think I have the same, yeah, I have the same schedule this week. Which is kind of nice. There are children screaming outside. Linux, sorry. I never dyed my hair, but I have some gray highlights from stress though. I feel like gray streaks can look cool though. But yeah, I've dyed my hair a good amount of times. So I feel like I'm fine doing it, but bleaching is a whole different story that I am not at all ready or wanting to do. Really? How much is the ticket? Why am I thinking like the ticket was gonna be like $150 for the day? I think I'm just thinking the ticket was gonna be more expensive than it is. You actually have an insane amount of relief if you went bald because you wouldn't have to worry about washing or paying for your hair. That is true, but then also, I'm gonna have to deal with feeling probably really self-conscious and then fighting the constant struggle of whether or not I am beautiful or not. Personally, that would really fuck up my psyche. Not gonna lie to you. I got a big dip in the back of my head. I feel like I would really be self-conscious. You know? Just saying. How would being bald affect tips though? I'm gonna be honest with you, it probably would. Probably would. So it's close, I'll get the difference. Let me look into it. I don't know. Why would a single day TwitchCon ticket also though like cost so much? It's just TwitchCon, guys. Let's not go too crazy. Okay, sorry. Let me look at. So sorry, we're doing May 18th to. Thank you for the follow. We're doing May 18th to the 25th. Fabulous. We're streaming today. Hey now. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to the zoo! I love the zoo. Can't wait. Thank you for the follow. Stream. I'm not liking this pen. Switch it up. Zoo day. Okay, so Tuesday we will not be doing anything. Oh, I also have therapy at 10:30, I think. So let's see. I'm gonna say Wednesday we probably can. Wednesday. Um, the week it's really busy, man. Wednesday we can. Um, technically we can on Friday, but Friday I get off at 8, so I don't know if that's too late for you. I wish the zoo had a free day. I wish so too. That would be nice. Or like a half off day or something. The zoo's so fun though. I really love the zoo. What about bleach brows? Have you ever done that? I feel like a lot of people have been doing that over the past years. No. I I bleach my brows, but then I add like a little bit of brown dye to keep them like a brown color. But I bleach my brows, but I don't like the way it looks. Not at all. I can't pull it off. Or like when people were doing like the little slit in their brows, I just don't think I can pull it off. I don't think I'm cool enough to pull off like bald, bleach brows. You know, like these things. I just don't think I'm cool enough to pull off. Even today, I don't know if you can tell, but I did like different kind of makeup, right? And I feel like it doesn't really suit me. I did like these little wings, and I added like, you know, little things to my eyes, and I feel like, oh, it doesn't really suit me. But I see it on other girls, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool, and you look so cute. I don't know. Maybe it's my own perception, but like I just, you know, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. $70 to go to the zoo. I want to see the pandas. I know the zoo's expensive. For a 1-day pass, it's expensive, but if you get the year pass, it's pretty worth it. It's like a little bit more than a day pass, and even if you go like 2 or 3 times, it pretty much evens out. What are you studying, by the way, and when did you start going to school? I started going to school last summer. So this summer, it'll be my first year completed. Woo! But I'm studying for a business degree. That's what we're doing. I noticed the wingtips today. Did you? Sorry, I didn't even know you could see it with the glasses. Mind you, getting these little damn wings is so hard. I don't know how the girlies do it all the time, but like getting it is so fucking hard. Oh my god. It's not bad, I think just different. Oogly boogly. Oogly boogly. I didn't even notice, but you're definitely pulling off. I don't know if it's just like a different look, so I'm like, oh, I don't know. I never do like the wings. I think it's very pretty, but I like never know. I don't know. See, these are things, you know, these are things. No Twilight, but you rather be a werewolf or vampire? What do you mean no Twilight? I can't involve Twilight? I love Twilight. I've honestly been rewatching it because it's on Netflix right now, and I'm on Eclipse. I love Twilight. I don't care. It's bad, but it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I love Twilight. But not going based off Twilight. I would rather be a vampire. I'd rather be a vampire. Werewolf, I think, just doesn't suit my vibe. Running around, you're furry, howling. I just feel like, I don't know if that would suit me, you know? But a vampire, I could technically still be like this. But I just bite a couple people, you know? Which I think would be pretty, not that it would be cool, but, you know, I feel like, you know, supposedly too, when you turn a vampire, you get like really hot. That'd be nice. So I choose a vampire. And technically, I don't have to bite anyone. Technically, I could still just eat animals. And that's it. I choose vampire. Exactly. We stand Twilight. We love Twilight. Exactly. It's so hard getting the wingtips. It's so I can't even describe to you how difficult it is. I don't even know if you can tell. But I really tried. Also, they're not the same. They're not the same height. This one's a lot lower than this one. You can see it, right? Oh my god. You can see it, right? This one's higher than this one. Did I fix it? No. Because this took so long. This took long enough. Am I gonna fix it because they're different heights? No. But you know what? For me not doing the wings for like, I don't know. I think the last time I did it was like 6 to 8 months ago. I feel like, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Hello. Good morning. I feel like Benji's a little werewolf. A cuddly one, but he definitely is one. I hate Twilight so meh. Twilight's great. You're only a werewolf one night a month. The rest of the month you're normal. Vampire probably more useful. But then supposedly, at least in Buffy, when you get to be a vampire, you're like out of control. You're not like conscious, which I wouldn't like that. That's a little scary to me. Can I be first? Speaking of vampires, have you seen Sinners? No! Is that what Sinners is about? Vampires? No, I haven't seen it at all. I know everyone loves it, but I haven't seen anything of Sinners. No. I really want to see it, but I have not seen it. I know everyone loves it, though. You'd be crying about dyeing your fur then. Yeah, I'd be like, I want to be this shade, man. I want to be a different shade, okay? Make my fur different. Must be hard to get. It really is. It really is. I know it probably doesn't look that hard to make it symmetrical, but it really is. Because, like, let's say you're doing this eye, right? And you're like, okay, because you're doing it with your eye closed as well, right? And I have hooded eyes as well. Everyone has a different eyelid, and my eyes are hooded. So, like, when I'm looking this way and I'm doing it, and then I open my eyes, that is here. But when I closed it, I'm thinking I'm doing it up here. And then this eye, same thing. And then I'm like, did I do them even? No. And that's okay. I don't know what I'm doing, but I did it. Doing a different makeup routine than the one you're used to is really it's very challenging. What time's for you? It is 9:58. We do have to get off soon. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I am starving. And I also really have to pee. Really badly. Not gonna lie. I want to be a werecat. Yeah, see, I'd love to be just a little cat. That would be really nice. I just don't get how Edward Sparkle. I will say that is a really silly thing. The fact that she made the vampire sparkle is a very silly factor. That's the only thing I'll say that like is truly bad of the movie. Come on, you know, give me a little something. Besides that they just sparkle and they're just more beautiful in the sun. Huh? What? What do you mean? That's my only like real complaint. I like how you expanded him like a slinky. I love just making him lawn. He's such a lawn boy. Where did he go? I don't know. Oh, there he is. Hi. Did you know I was talking about you? Gee. I love him so much. He's so sweet. He's my sweetest boy, besides Winnie. Are vampires symbolic for psychosis? I don't know. Okay. Hello. AI makeup assistant will be a thing. That would be nice. Sloped head and hooded eyes. That's what I'm saying, man. Damn it. There you go. Okay. 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 Hello. Do you want to get up here, or are you just gonna stand there? Okay, there we go. When stream again? Probably Wednesday. I'm thinking Wednesday in the AM. The rest of the week, we could do it Friday. We could do Friday night. I get off at 8 though, so by the time I get home, it's probably gonna be a very late stream. But we could do Friday. What do you think? Should we do Friday as well, or we could just keep Wednesday, but then Wednesday would be the last day of the entire week? What do you think? I want to be reborn as some rich person's beloved dog. That would be a life. Thank you. Any spills in the desk cup holder install? No, actually. Have I spilled in other places? Yes, but at least on my desk, there's been no spills. I love it. It's great. I love this Animal Crossing song. It's so good. God. Of course. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. That's so sweet. You guys are being so nice. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. I'll put for Friday, TBD. How about that? Friday we'll say, oh my god, what just happened? Hello? There we go. Friday we'll just say TBD. TBD. Smiley. I also might be like extremely exhausted Friday by the end of my work shift. So we will see about Friday. But at least Wednesday I will see you again. Wednesday I don't work till 4, so I'll see you on Wednesday. How many of the Animal Crossing games you played before? Only the Switch one, actually. I never even knew Animal Crossing was a game until the Switch was releasing the Switch version. I like never heard of it. I don't know how, but I never had heard of it. And I was like, oh my god, this looks so cute and amazing. Yeah, I had no idea. So I've only played the Switch one. The other ones look really fun though too. Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, everyone. I think it is time for us to wrap up. I need to make my salmon and go pee. So, I will see you Wednesday, though. Wednesday, we will have a daytime stream, so that'll be nice. Maybe we'll bake something, or maybe we'll just sit here and chat. Depends. Maybe we'll study. I don't know yet. I'll update and upload the stream schedule in Discord probably tonight. So, I'll see you Wednesday. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had a fun time with me. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I'll see you Wednesday, and have a good night. Sweet dreams. Make sure you eat something for dinner, please. And take care of yourself. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. Get some rest, please. Get some rest. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Alrighty? Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Thanks so much for joining me and having this very fun talks today. You know, we really got deep today. I liked it. Alrighty. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. And I will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Sweet dreams.